Hello boys and girls. Today's video is going to be about division. We're going to be talking about two different types of division today. Division using our extended facts and division using two-digit divisors. So let's start by talking about our extended facts. Just like when multiplying with our extended facts, we can, if possible, drop the zeros off and divide and then add the zeros back on. So for example, here, 1,200 divided by 6, we can take these two zeros off and put them on our answer and do 12 divided by 6, which would be 2, and then those two zeros obviously go on our answer. So 1,200 divided by 6 would be 200. But what if there's a zero in the divisor? Well, let's take a look at what that would look like. These zeros actually, the one from the divisor and one of the zeros here, those cancel each other out. So we end up with 120 divided by 6, which would be 12 divided by 6, which is 2, and then this 0 goes on the end. So when you have a 0 in the dividend and in the divisor, they can cancel each other out and then work with what is left. Let's look at a few examples. The first example is done for us. 1,500 divided by 30 equals 50. Let's look at number 2. 2,000 divided by 20. 2,000 is 200 tens divided by 2 tens. So that would give us 100. Because 2 divided by 2 is 1 with two zeros on the end. Now let's look at number 3. 4,000 divided by 80. Well, 4,000 is 400 tens, take 1 0 off, divided by 8 tens, we'll take that 0 off. So the two tens cancel each other out. 400 divided by 8 would be 50, because 40 divided by 8 is 50. You can check these answers using multiplication. Now I want you to pause the video and try 4, 5, and 6 on your own. When you're ready, hit play and you can see the answers. The second type of division we're going to be looking at is division with two-digit divisors. So in 4th grade, we learned long division with one-digit divisors. In 5th grade, you're going to be learning how to do it with two-digit divisors. So the method that they recommend in the Getting Ready for 5th grade packet is using base 10 blocks. But because you don't have those, we'll look at a modified way to do that. So first of all, we have our dividend, 117. So a big group of 117 divided into 13 groups. So we're going to draw 13 groups. Now we have to divide 117 up among the 13 groups. Well, my first thing is going to be, could I do 10? So 10, 20, 30, 40, but I can't because 10 times 13 would be 130, which is bigger than our dividend. So it's less than 10, we know that. So let's do 5s because 5s are easy to count by. So I'm going to put 5 in every bubble. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So far I've taken away 65. For me to help keep track, what I would do at this point is I would say, okay, well, 117 minus the 65 that I just did. I'll take that away and see what I have left. So we have to do some borrowing here. So I have 52 left. So let's do 3 now, because I could take out 13 groups of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39. So I just took another 39 away. So I had 52. Now I'm going to take away that 39 and see what I have left. 13. And since I'm making 13 groups, I could do 1 in each group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the answer now I made 13 equal groups and I counted up to see how many I could do. So now my answer is how many is in each group. So that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 13 groups of 9 to add up to 117. Let's do a couple practice problems.
So let's read this together. It says there are 154 children participating in a soccer tournament. There are 11 equal-sized teams of children. How many children are on each team? So first we need to make 11 bubbles, which they did for us, because there are 11 teams. Now 154 is 15 tens and 4 ones. Since I have 11 teams and 15 tens, I can put 1 10 in each bubble. I will have a few left over. I need to split those tens up among the rest of the circles. So I end up with 14 in each circle, which means 154 divided by 11 equals 14. Let's look at a few more problems. On this page, number 1 is done for us. So let's look at number 2. 48 divided by 16. Since we have 16 for our divisor, we need 16 bubbles. We need to split 48 up among them, which, if you divide it up, puts 3 in each bubble, which means 48 divided by 16 equals 3. We have 95 divided by 19. So I'll make 19 bubbles and split 95 among them, which puts 5 in each bubble. So 95 divided by 19 equals 5. Now I want you to pause the video and try number 4 on your own. When you're ready, hit play.
So as you do your division today with 2-digit divisors, you can do that method. Draw the groups and then divide it up and then see how many are in each group. But you can also use the methods that we learned earlier in the year. And I think with the 2-digit divisors, since you're working at home by yourself, if you're not going to use the drawing the circles method, I would recommend the method where we take out chunks. Now I'm going to show this the way I did it in my class. Ms. Pepin students, if you need to watch this a few times, I recommend doing that if this is the method you want to use. So this is called partial quotients, where we're going to take out chunks. So I'm going to see how many 14s I can take out of 216. So I'm going to draw myself a little L off to the side. This is my holding box, where I'm going to say, okay, well, how many 14s can I take away? And I'm going to collect them here and then add them up to see how many. So I'm going to start with, well, can I take away 10 14s? 10 14s would be 140. And so if I took away 10, 140 is less than 216, so I can't take that away, but it is still a good sized chunk. I don't want to take away 2 because that would take forever. Our list would be very long. So I'm going to take away 10 14s, which would be 140. Take that away and see what I have left. So I have to do my borrowing first. So 6 minus 0 is 6. 11 minus 4 is 7. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So I have 76 left. So I can't take another 10 out. Now, I don't know my 14 times tables that high, but I do know that 2 14s is 28. So let me take that because that's a good size chunk here. So let's take out 2 14s. Oh, 2 14s is not 14. That's a common mistake there. 2 14s is 28. All right. And now we'll subtract. So 16, the 7 becomes a 6. So I have 48 left. So I could take out another 2, another 28. Now I have 20 left. Well, I can only take 1 14 out of 20, so I'm going to take 1 away. And I have 6. Now I can't take any more 14s away, so that is my remainder. That's what's left over. Over here, how many 14s did I take? Well, let me add up all the 14s that I took. Excuse me, which would be 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1, which would be 15, and then a remainder of 6. Okay, so we're going to do a few practice problems using that method.
So we are going to solve 5, 6, 7, and 8 using this method. Let's look at number 5. 120 divided by 15. So I need to ask myself, how many 15s can I take out of 120? Well, I could take 5 15s, which is 75. So then we subtract that and we have 45 left. Then I have to ask myself how many 15s I can take out of 45, which would be 3. Meaning that I took a total of 8 15s out, so my answer is 8. Next, let's do 140 divided by 10. Well, I can take 10 10s out, which would be 100. So 140 minus 100 is 40. Then I can take 4 more 10s, giving me a total of 14 10s taken out. So my answer is 14. Now I want you to pause the video and solve 7 and 8 on your own. When you're ready, hit play and see how you did.
Okay, so now that we've done some practice using every method, you are going to do lessons 4 and 5 in your packet. I would recommend only doing the first half of each page. Since it's 2 pages, that's a lot, unless you're having a lot of trouble and need extra practice. The one thing I will say is this. With our at-home lessons, division is always a difficult skill. It's notoriously difficult. And so if you're having trouble with this, it's okay. Next year, you're going to get more into long division. You can certainly ask questions of Mrs. Pepin and myself, but this is about exposing you to this. You may not quite have it mastered, and that's okay as long as you've given it a try. So let Mrs. Pepin or I know if you're having any trouble, okay? Do your best, but cut yourself a little slack if you're having trouble with the division, because division can be a difficult skill, all right? So we'll see you back again soon, and I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. Bye-bye.